So I wanted to share an experience I had. I was out today working on the road. I popped in on a seller I'd been talking to for quite some time. And then from there, I went over to a property to preview it for an out of state buyer. Uh, you know, just doing what I do on a regular basis. Um, and I came home and I opened up my email, and there was an email from an office manager of another company, a competitor of mine, if you want to call it that, another brokerage. And it was a recruiting email. It was a blind cold call type cold email. And I know that because unfortunately the software that they're using doesn't even have my name. This is old technology, right? Where you take your list and the name gets formatted in there. So it says, "Hey, Eric," yada, yada, yada. And so I read the email, and while it was a cold email, it was worded to try to appeal to me as an agent, that they're going to focus on me, and that's all about, it's all about the agent and all about you and your production. The fact is, they don't even know who they're emailing. Now, interestingly enough, the email came from a friend of mine on Facebook. It's someone who we don't know each other personally, but we know each other enough to, we know the name, we know the face. I see a lot of her posts. She sees a lot of my posts. And if you know me, as of today, it's August 19th. I posted online that, I got hundreds of messages and direct messages and responses to that, and phone calls from colleagues and friends and family that my mother had passed away. Um, and so there was no mention of that. There was no name, meaning my name wasn't on it. There was no mention, no personal connection. It was just a cold email. And here's, I guess, what I'm trying to say. If you're an owner, an operator, if you're responsible for growing your company's roster, you may want to take a different approach. And look, I don't know if I have the best approach, but I look to get into relationships with people. I look to not only know their production, because production in and of itself doesn't guarantee that I want to be in, it doesn't qualify the person to be in business with me. I become partners, and I have a vested interest in my. It's just not talk on an email. And so I look to get into relationship. Most of the people I speak with, they're people that I've either done a transaction with or that I like. For instance, I was on a call yesterday. I intended that call. Uh, the agent called me back. The professional called me back. We know each other for, I don't know, 6, 7 years. It's a husband and wife team. And I specifically wanted to speak to this person because I like her. I respect her. I believe she would be the grown up in the room and we could grow together. So I wanted to share, I want to first learn a little bit more about what is going on in her world, and how, if that would align with what's going on in my world. And so, what I intended to be a 10 or 15-minute conversation on the long end turned into a 90-minute conversation. We enjoyed each other's time, and we left it where we'll follow up. And the fact is, I shared with her that at our company, I own and operate the M1 Real Estate Experience, powered by Place. And at Place, at M1, we have new agent launch and experienced agent launch. And specifically with the experienced agent launch, these programs have been in existence for about a half a dozen years, 6, 7 years. And we just revamped experienced agent launch. It's still a 12-week program, And they just ended the inaugural rollout of this program. The first 50 or 60 experienced agents who joined our organization just finished and completed that 12 weeks. And I don't have the statistics yet. I'm waiting for the finals, but out of the 50 or 60 agents, the average agent had, I think it was like 3.5, almost 4 years in the business, had done an average of, I believe it was 5 or 6, could have even been 7 transactions a year prior to partnering with us. And at the end of those a year, so let's call it 6 transactions a year, and then partnered with us, went through our experienced agent launch, and by the end of launch, had either closed or pended 9 units, 9 transactions. They helped 9 families. And I thought, if I could align with a good human, find out what you want, find out who you are and what makes you tick. And if that aligns with our vision at the M1 Real Estate Experience powered by Place, what if you went through experienced agent launch? What if you're doing half a dozen deals? What if you're even doing 8 or 9 or 10 deals a year? And you partnered with me and we went through the 12 weeks of experienced agent launch and you were just average or slightly below average and did 8 deals in those 12 weeks and assimilated into our program and could do, 24 or 32 or 36 deals a year without lifting a heavier lift, if you will, what would that look like? If you're a good human, maybe you're a good human and you want to learn more, it would mean the world to me to grab a cup of coffee or even a stack of pancakes, a Rudy Tooty fresh and fruity from IHOP, if you will. So if you're a powerful agent, give me a call.